So I'm playing this little MGM little tables. They have a little PLO, $600 mystery bounty. I showed up 2 hours late, but I still was, I don't know, 25,000 in chips to start with. Ran it up to 50, and then lost 20 of it in the last hand there, where I had a ace king 3-6 hearts and spades. Checked the flop when I flopped the nut flush draw, and checked to a guy who bet, and another guy called and stuff, and then I turned it straight around top of it. So, and he was all in for not that much more, but it was a costly hand. I ended up missing. The thing I'm finding though, at least at my table, is people don't know how to play PLO, and you know they get lucky, and I mean it's just horrible. I mean I see a guy like chasing a straight draw on a flush draw paired board, you know. Like, and he's like the chip leader at our table. And talk about luck. So, yeah, horrible players. And all I can do is try to hold and fade and don't get unlucky, I guess. So we're on a break and need to get some food in me. My guy too, by the way, he had the bottom end of a wrap. And if you know how to play PLO at all, you should know that if you're chasing a straight draw, number one, you shouldn't be doing it on a flush or a board against multiple people. And number two, you want to be on the top end of it. So for example, if you have, let's say the board's 10-8 something, you want to have 9, 10, 9, queen jack. You know, you want to have the upper end, not the lower end. And the guy had the ass end wrap, which you're going to lose more often than you win with that, because the spade can come, and then a lot of times when you hit your straight, someone else will hit a higher straight. So it's just PLO 101 if you know how to play it, looked into it at all. So, but these guys, apparently that guy's like, didn't know that, and he's sitting really good in chips, so it happens. All right, I was just driving by a guy there. He says, I don't know, man. He's talking on the phone to his buddy or whatever. He says, so I tell you what, if you send me money to be able to buy into the Colossus, I'll give you 3%. I kid you not, that's what I heard. So you don't even have $500. I mean, then don't play it. And then you think it's worth 3%? I don't, maybe I misunderstood that, but I don't know. I'm not doing the Colossus because if I made day 2, I would end up it'd run into the round by round tournament I want to play, so that's more important to me, really. I want to play that. So you know what I do want to do? I'm gonna go check out the pool area real quick. All right, so I decided to do this Colossus for the hell of it, and geez, oh Pete, there's people that don't know how to play poker at all. One guy, he just ships all in if he's got anything or a draw, and you think maybe he's just being aggressive, but he's still, maybe it's an act, but he's still trying to figure out like the blinds or something. Like, what do you mean the ante? I'm confused. He might be putting on some show, which is stupid. The biggest hand I lost with is I raised with 2-4 suited in mid position, which is a little wide, but the guy on the button called me with 7-4 suited. Flop comes 7-4-4. So I flopped trips, thinking, oh, wonderful. He flopped a boat, and I was up to like 60,000. You start with 50, I was like 60, 70,000, but I ended up losing half my stack because I didn't fold when the turn was an ace. I bet he called. Turn was an ace. I bet he jammed all in. There was 10,000 in the pot. He had 25,000 total. So it was 15 more to call. I wish he was deeper. I could have folded. The fact is, if he puts me on an ace, he's not scared of an ace, right? So he must have a big hand, but I don't know. When he jams so much with like pocket sevens, maybe he's just going with a weak ace, like with an ace. Like, let's say he's got a decent ace, ace queen or something. He didn't 3-bet, and now he's just, you know, there's 10 in there. He's got 25 behind. He's like, I'll just go with it because there was a heart draw out there. Maybe he just wants to protect with that. So people play so silly. I mean, he called it 7-4 pre. So that's the reason I called. I could have got away from it if he wasn't so deep. Or if he wasn't so shallow, sorry. So, anyway, basically, so that's the reason I called. And so that stacked me. And then right after that, that Asian kid, yeah, he just called. I raised with Queen Jack of Hearts, and he called me with 10-7 of hearts. Flop come King 10 deuce with like a heart. I c-bet, he called. No, actually, he didn't even c-bet. He donked into me with a 10. And I called. Turn was another 10, and he just shifts it all in. So, yeah, he is a bad player. He just shipped it all in, like way over bet the pot, protecting his 10, which is horrible. I mean, there's a number of people at that table that they got anything, they just ship it. And I'm just hoping to catch a hand on them because, and they have, you know, because I'll get an easy double up. So these guys are playing just silly and dumb, and I've just need, wow. That's the worst play I've seen so far this series, so let's see what happens. So guys, I got knocked out of the Colossus already. It's only it's 5th level now, 300, 600 of the blinds. I had that bad 7-4 hand, and then just lost a couple other hands, couldn't catch nothing. And so I ended up though, I raised only 8,000 left in chips, if that, 6,000 and 8,000. Raised an early position with Jack 10 of diamonds and multiple colors. Flopped a flush, the guy went all in. So now all of a sudden I tripped up and I held. So, well, he didn't have any diamond. He just had top pair with 3 diamonds on the board. But now I'm up to like 35,000, which, yeah, 35, 38,000, something like that, which is still 600 blinds. 6 times 3 is 18. I mean, I still have like over 50 big blinds, right? 55 big blinds. So anyway, so I have like over 50 bigs, so I'm still sitting okay. So some of these guys don't even know sizing. They don't know how to play poker. That's my whole table was like that. It was amazing how bad the play was. But the big thing with especially with tournaments like this, where people don't know how to play it, is you gotta hold. But there's more variance when you get clowns like this playing. And so anyway, a guy raised to 3,000. Literally 3,000. The blinds are 3 and 6, like I said. I have 30,000. Like I said, 30-some thousand. And I know this guy's never folding. Like, he just bets big. He never folds. So, and I look down at Ace King next to that. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to jam. I know he's not folding. I'll get it heads up with him. And he's going to call with any crappy ace, any pair. I mean, if we're racing, so be it. Normally with anybody else, I would never in a million years. I guess I should have raised smaller. But it wouldn't have mattered how it turned out, I'm sure. So, but anyway, I jammed expecting him to call and isolate him a little bit with Ace King. Guy just sat down at the table. I don't know, it's a rebuy. He just sat down with 50,000 in chips, which is like way over, I don't know, 80, 100 bigs, close to 100 bigs. And he turns around and he just puts it all in. Like 80 big blinds, just puts it all in. And I'm like, okay, he must have a monster. Well, the other guy, of course, I expected to call, called. So now I've got a huge pot. And if I win this, even if we chop the sides, I'm over 100 bigs. And me and the initial raiser both had Ace King. And the other guy had Ace Queen. And guess what happened? An ace came on the flop, but he had Ace Queen of hearts. Comes runner hearts. So he hits his flush. So bad. I mean, I really should have not raised so big, honestly. I was trying to mostly isolate the guy, figuring I'm way ahead of his range. I think he's calling with any ace, and or king queen, or I mean he's calling with anything. So that's the main reason I did that. But yeah, I couldn't believe it that the guy just 100 bigs. I'm just calling. I'm going to call 2 people with ace queen, and he won. So what are you going to do? I mean, those are the spots that. Number one, when you got so many clowns in that tournament, you're going to run across more spots like that. No good player is going to shove it all in with 100 bigs versus 2 people with ace queen. There's no reason to do that. Especially when he just sat down, he has no background on either of us. doesn't know how either of us play because it's literally his first hand. And you got lucky. What are you going to do? What I was going to say is when you get in those spots with these guys that don't know how to play, pretty much. I mean, the one guy was questioning what the hell an ante was, so that's the level of play. Yeah, unfortunately, you got to avoid those spots. If you can't hold, you can't win tournaments. The one tournament I did real well, and I held most of the time when I was ahead. And you got to hold. And I did not hold. And I don't think I'm going to rebuy into that today. I'll think about it tomorrow. I'll see. So here's the Paris pool. Yesterday the horseshoe pool was closed, but it said coming over to the Paris. So apparently they share pools. Guys, here's another tip for you. I didn't know this was the case. Usually Uber or Lyft to get anywhere, like, you know, not very far away, is like 10 to 15 bucks. Usually I pay 10 bucks for Lyft. Lyft, by the way, is cheaper than Uber to get around. And today, right now, it was $30. I couldn't find anything cheaper on Uber or Lyft, and it was so busy that like it took like 8 minutes to find somebody, and then they found somebody, and then it would like the driver would cancel, and then I'd wait longer, and I'm like, dude, I'm going to miss the beginning of this tournament, which I didn't want to do because I'm deciding to do the MGM again, that PLO bounty. So I start heading there, and then I go right in front of the horseshoe or the side where the taxis are, and I'm like, oh, let's just take a taxi, right? Taxi's available right now. The taxi, I said, how much is it? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, great. How much? It's not crazy, like 50 bucks, is it? He's like, oh, no. So it was $11 instead of $30, and he was available immediately, and boom, I was right here, right now. I tipped the guy, and he drove fast, so I mean, it literally took it felt like 3 minutes. It was really quick. Whoa, jeez. Okay, hold on a minute. So anyway, it literally took me, it was quick, he got me here zoom quick, so I tipped the guy $8, I gave him a 20, even though it was only 11. Still cheaper than Lyft, and I got on right away. I got here within 5 minutes. So, FYI, if all of a sudden Uber or Lyft is like $30-some, take a taxi. And then I've also learned from experience in Vegas, pay them in cash, say I'm paying in cash. If they have a problem with it, take another taxi cab driver. You pay them in cash because they will turn around and charge you. They don't have paper for their receipt machine, and then you end up I can't concentrate on these girls walking by with their boobs hanging out. And they ended up charging me like $60-70 or something for a 2-minute ride, and there's nothing I could do because they never gave me a receipt, surprisingly. And yeah, I got hosed. So pay them in cash and go with the taxi cab if the Uber's too expensive. Well, guys, this is just, I thought this thing started on time, and I knew I shouldn't have even signed in and wasted $600 signing in late for a PLO tournament where it only starts with 20-some thousand in chips, because if you don't catch some cards initially, it's over before it starts, and that's exactly what happened to me. I literally had nothing for like 3 levels, and okay, only 3 levels, but that's all I lost half my stack. So I lost half my stack playing absolutely nothing for 3 levels. And then I played one hand, super short, and but I had ace, king, queen, 4 with nut diamonds. Flop come 10, 10, 8 with 2 diamonds. And I played it horrendously. I just played it so passive. And it was a paired board, of course, which I didn't like, but being that short and I had less than pot size bet left, I should have just shipped it, and it would have worked. If someone has a 10, they're calling and I'm hosed, but I have to double check and look up the odds on what are the odds of someone having trips 3-handed in PLO with a paired board. And I looked that up once before and I forgot what it was, but I'm sure it's low enough where I just got to shovel my nut flush draw. And yeah, I gotta sit with my nut flush on and just take it down. And so I was so tilted. And then I just dumped it off. The guy had raised, and he was raising all the time. So I had flopped a pair in the gutter, and I thought, well, if he just has an ace, then I have 11 outs to 2 pair plus I have 4 gutter outs. So I just shipped it, put it in. Unfortunately, he flopped top 2 pair. So, and actually did hit 2 pair, but it was no good because he flopped top 2. So I was just so tilted. I was so tilted because I didn't have nothing forever. Played that hand horrible. I just what a waste of money. What a waste of time, and more importantly, money. Show up late, don't even play. And I showed up real late, and I shouldn't have played. Just irked me that I even played this stupid thing. I wasn't even sure I wanted to play it, and then playing PLO tournaments super short when they don't give me many chips as it is. It's just a waste of money. It's just pure luck fest, pretty much. Yes, I played bad that one hand, but when you start with any, you can't go to war without bullets, and they don't give you many bullets as it is, and you show up 2 hours late, that's even worse. So I shouldn't have even. I'm mad at myself for even entering this, but it is what it is. If I could go back in time, I would have never entered it. So I haven't played PLO in a while, probably 6 months. Maybe I'm just rusty. But I ended up playing tonight PLO because, well, the hold'em I ran like horseshit. I just ran terrible. I think I flopped trips and the guy had quads. No, it was. I raised pre-flop with king. I 3-bet with king queen suited. Flop come 8-8 deuce or something. So I got checked around. I think I speed bet really small. One caller that got folded. Turn was queens at my top pair, and I forgot I bet, and he called or something. Bet small or something else, but he got a bunch of money from me because he flopped quads and I had top pair and hold them, and I was just running bad in that. So I said, and then I ended up double barreling where I had queen jack of clubs. I raised pre-flop, and flop come 10-9 deuce, and so I had 2 overs and an open ender. I c-bet it. He checked, reluctantly called. And those are the ones that kind of get you. It's like, they're not that strong. So when the turn was a 7, he checked to me and I bet again, trying to take it down. And he check raised all in. That was my first $500 buy-in. And I was getting like 3-1 on a call. And I was thinking, he could have like a pair of 7s with a straight draw, like 7-8 or something, or if he had something like 8-7, something where he turned a pair and an open ender, right? So if that's the case, then my jack is good, my queen is good. I still got my open ender outs, so I ended up calling because there was a flush draw on the board too, and he just check called, check raised, and anyway, he didn't have a flush draw, he didn't have anything but jack 8. Opposite, so he had turned the straight, and I didn't even think about the straight. I didn't, when I raised pre-flop $25 or something, I kind of figured that he had didn't have jack 8, but he did have jack 8, so I lost money there. So I said, well, I'm going to go over and play some PLO, and PLO, I just same shit. I just running bad. I mean, I had one hand where people do silly shit too. I don't get it. It's ace 5-5, and it gets checked around. And I have ace queen jack 10, something like that. But it was a rainbow board. So the turn was a 7, and the guy bets like a third of the pot, not real big. I called. I don't. And when he checked on the flop, there's like 9 people to the flop. So I just thought that, I don't know, I didn't think anyone had 5 when checking all the way around. So I ended up calling, and everyone had folded, which is a good thing. The river was a 10, and he bet like a big bet on the river. And I was like, so the board was ace 5, 5, 7, 10, and I have ace 10. So I hit my top two, and he bet big on the river, and I'm thinking, what could he bet big? I could have a 5 easily. You know, pocket 7s maybe. So, one thing I thought if he could have was pocket 7s. So, I blocked aces. I didn't think he had aces checking. I didn't have a 5 checking all the way around. I could have a 5. And he's still betting into me. And he had ace 7. So, I was good with my ace 10. Which I don't fucking understand. And he said, well, yeah, I could have aces there. I guess you could, but I didn't put him on aces because... you know, I had an ace and there's one combo of aces, and the way he acted, I didn't put him on aces. He didn't pause when he, so it was one of those things where, yes, he was weak. I was right, he was weak. And then he bet the turn strong and then the river strong, so I should have called. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He said, oh, I'm trying to bluff. If I have a 5, I'm never folding, you know. I don't know what he's doing. I should have called my top pair. But, and then, the last hand right before I left, because I left, I was on tilt. I said, screw it, it's getting late. I'm on tilt, especially after this last one. I'm on the button, and flop comes Queen, Jack, 10, with 2 clubs. And I have a set of queens. So I check, and it gets checked all the way around. Well, no, I was on the button. It gets checked to me, I checked as well. Everyone checks all the way around. I forgot exactly what it was. I think it gets checked to me, and so I'm thinking, well, if someone had a straight here, you'd think they would bet with a flush draw on the board, because there was 2 clubs on the board. Queen, Jack, 10. Ace 10 would have bet, right? 10-9 would have bet, you would think. Although 10-9 could maybe check and check call once. So it gets around to me on the button, and I bet pot, and 2 people call. I'm like, okay. You'd think someone would bet a straight there, so maybe someone has a lower set. So the turn was like an offsuit deuce or something. Something didn't change the thing. And it gets checked to me again. And I really felt like if someone was checking again, they could have a lower straight that they don't like. Nobody has ace 10. There are flush draws out there. I should just pot it again because I don't think I can even get lower straights to fold. And the way these people play, and all of them, nobody is checking ace 10 there. The only thing, I mean, someone could have ace 10 of clubs where they think they got the mortal nuts, but someone's betting. So I should have bet the turn. And if I bet the turn, I go all in, I have a pot size bet left. Everyone folds. If someone calls, we can run it twice. I could fill up, who knows. But I check back, which is dumb, and the river was an ace. So now it's Queen, Jack, 10, ace. And then the lady up front pots it. And of course, she has a king. She has the Broadway. There's no doubt in my mind. So I folded. But that just put me on tilt by not betting the turn. So, yeah. Not sure what the computer says on that. But I haven't played Omaha in a while. So, just kind of pissed. It was more of a thing that someone, because there's the flush draw on the board, and I'm last to act, of course, the computer's going to say I bet. You're supposed to bet all the time. But if everyone's checking again with a flush draw on the board, either they got ace 10 of clubs, the mortal nuts, and they're not scared. Or I don't know, they could have 10-9, but if I pot the river, no one's calling. Even if someone's got 10-9, so they have to have ace 10. No one's has ace 10. So I'm just mad at myself I didn't pot the turn. So I screwed that up. I screwed up the whole hand, and so bottom line is I'm just like, okay, I'm tired. I'm at Uber tilt now. I lost a shit ton of money on cash. I'm not even telling you how much today. So, and I bought into the PLO tournament, and I bought into classes. I lost probably about $3,000 today. So, I don't think I've ever lost that much in cash in one day. Cash tournaments in one day. So, yeah, I lost like 11 in tournaments and over about $2,000 in cash. So, yeah, tilting day. I'm so fucking done. So I'm going to bed now.